The lights on the control panel blinked red as another distress signal came through the speakers. Commander Zethkar rubbed his 4 eyes with his long fingers. This was the 20th emergency call in 3 hours. His blue skin felt hot from stress. "Sir, we have another transmission from the outer rim," said Officer Plix. Her green tentacles moved quickly over the control board. "It's from Mining Station 7, Zethkar sighed. "Put it through." The big screen flickered and showed a shaky image. An alien with purple fur was shouting into the camera. Behind him, other creatures ran in panic. Sparks flew from broken machines. "This is Station 7. We need help. The humans are here." They came out of nowhere. "Our shields are down. They're boarding our station." The image shook more. Loud explosions echoed through the speakers. The purple alien looked back with wide eyes full of fear. "How many ships do the humans have?" Zethkar asked into his microphone. "I don't know. Maybe 50? Maybe more. They're so fast. Our weapons can't hit them. They're cutting through our hull like it's made of paper." Another explosion. The lights went out on the station. Only red emergency lights remained. The purple alien fell to his knees. "Please, send help. The humans are inside. They're wearing black armor. They look like monsters. They're not stopping. They're not taking prisoners." The screen went black. Only static noise came from the speakers. Officer Plix looked at Zethkar. "Sir, that's the 4th mining station we've lost today. All to human attacks." Zethkar stood up from his chair. His tall body stretched to its full height of 8 feet. "This doesn't make sense. Humans are traders. They buy and sell things. They don't attack anyone. Maybe these are different humans, sir? There's only one human government. The Earth Federation. They just started space travel 50 years ago. They have maybe 20 ships total." Another alarm rang. Officer Plix checked her screen. "Sir, we're getting a transmission from the Kepler system. It's from colony ship Bright Hope." "Put it on screen." This time the image was clearer. A female alien with silver scales was speaking. Her voice shook with fear. "This is Captain Yila of the Bright Hope. We're under attack by human forces. They have ships we've never seen before. Huge black vessels with red markings. They're destroying everything in their path." Behind Captain Yila, the bridge was on fire. Other aliens worked at smoking control panels. "How many humans, Captain?" Zethkar asked. "We count at least 200 ships. But they keep coming. They're using weapons that tear through our shields like they're not there. Our defense fleet is gone. All 30 ships destroyed in 10 minutes. Zethkar felt cold. His hands shook. 200 ships? That's impossible. "Sir, they're hailing us." "The humans want to talk." "Put them through to us," Zethkar ordered. The screen split. On one side was Captain Yila. On the other side appeared a human face. It was a male with dark skin and cold eyes. He wore black armor with strange symbols. "I am Commander Marcus Stone of the Human Colonial Fleet," the human said. His voice was calm and deep. "You have 30 seconds to surrender your colony ship." Captain Yila's silver scales turned pale. "We are a civilian vessel. We have families aboard." "Children." 20 seconds, Commander Stone said. He didn't blink. "Please. We're not military. We're just colonists." 10 seconds. Captain Yila looked at her screen showing Zethkar. "Help us, please." 5 seconds. "We surrender." "We surrender!" Captain Yila shouted. Commander Stone nodded. "Smart choice. We're boarding now. Don't resist and no one gets hurt." The transmission cut off. Zethkar stared at the empty screen. His mind couldn't understand what he just saw. Humans were supposed to be peaceful. They traded food and simple tools. They were weak and small compared to most aliens. "Sir," Officer Plix said quietly, "we're receiving more distress calls. From 12 different systems, all human attacks?" "Yes, sir." "And, sir, some of the reports are strange." "Strange how?" Officer Plix looked at her datapad. One report says humans can see in complete darkness. Another says they can run for hours without getting tired. A third says they can survive in space without suits for several minutes. Zethkar felt his stomach turn cold. "That's impossible. No species can do those things." "Sir, there's more. A transport captain says he saw a human jump from a burning ship to another ship. The distance was over 50 feet. Species can't jump 50 feet. "Sir, a mining foreman says a human lifted a rock that weighed 2 tons. Zethkar sat down hard in his chair. "Get me all the files we have on humans, everything." Officer Plix worked at her controls. "Sir, Our files say humans come from a planet called Earth. It's a Class C world. Average temperature, normal gravity, breathable air. What else? They evolved from small mammals. They're omnivores. They live about 80 years. They're social creatures that live in groups. Zethkar rubbed his temples. This doesn't match what we're seeing. Get me Dr. Lorana from the science department. A few minutes later, a female alien with long white hair appeared on screen. Her 6 arms moved as she talked. Commander Zethkar, I've been watching the reports. Something is very wrong with our data on humans. What do you mean, Doctor? I've been checking our original survey of Earth. The team that first found the human homeworld 50 years ago. And? Dr. Lorana looked nervous. Sir, I think they made a mistake. A big mistake? What kind of mistake? The survey team only stayed for 3 days. They took readings from orbit. They never went down to the planet's surface. Zethkar felt his blood turn to ice. They never actually studied Earth? No, sir. They classified it based on long-range scans. But I've been looking at newer data. Earth isn't a Class C world. What is it? Dr. Lorana's voice became very quiet. Sir, Earth is a Class 13 death world. The command center became silent. Everyone stopped working and stared at the screen. That's impossible, Zethkar whispered. Nothing can evolve on a death world. Nothing survives on a death world. Humans did, sir. And now they're coming for us. Another alarm rang. Officer Plix checked her controls. Her green skin turned white. Sir, we just lost contact with the entire Vega system. All 7 planets. Gone silent. Zethkar looked at the star map. The Vega system was only 12 light-years away from the Federation's core worlds. How long until they reach us? He asked. Dr. Lorana checked her calculations. At their current speed? 18 hours. Zethkar stood up. Sound the general alarm. Call all Federation fleets to defensive positions, and get me a direct line to the High Council. Sir, what should I tell them? Zethkar looked at the star map showing the advancing human fleet. Red dots marked each lost system. There were so many red dots. Tell them we're at war with creatures from hell itself. Dr. Lorana stood before the Federation High Council. Her 6 arms shook as she held the datapad. Around the giant oval table sat the leaders of 43 alien species. Their faces showed fear and confusion. Explain this again, Doctor, said High Chancellor Vorth. His rock-like skin was gray with worry. How did we make such a mistake about humans? Dr. Lorana activated the hologram projector. An image of Earth appeared floating above the table. It looked beautiful. Blue oceans, white clouds, green and brown land. 50 years ago, our survey team spent 3 days studying this planet from space. They saw the blue water and green plants. They recorded normal gravity and breathable air. So they marked it as a Class C world. That seems correct, said Council Member Zix. Her insect-like body clicked nervously. But they never went down to the surface. They never studied what actually lives there. Dr. Lorana touched her control pad. The image of Earth zoomed in. Now they could see the land up close. This is what Earth really looks like. The council members gasped. The planet's surface was covered with huge storms, active volcanoes and vast deserts. The oceans had massive waves and violent currents. The gravity is actually 30% stronger than normal. The air has high levels of oxygen that would poison most species. The planet has extreme weather that changes quickly. Council member Hrak leaned forward. His lizard-like head tilted. So it's a Class F world? Difficult but not impossible? No, sir. It's much worse. Dr. Lorana changed the image again. Now it showed Earth's creatures. Look at the animals that evolved there. The council saw huge beasts with sharp teeth and claws, flying creatures with talons like knives, sea monsters bigger than spaceships, plants that could eat flesh. Everything on Earth tries to kill everything else. The plants are poisonous. The animals hunt in packs. The insects carry deadly diseases. The weather can kill you in minutes. High Chancellor Vorth's voice was quiet. What classification should Earth have? Based on this new data, Earth is a Class 13 death world, one of the most dangerous planets ever discovered. The council chamber became silent. Class 13 death worlds were legendary. Most scientists thought they were impossible. No life could survive on such a place. But humans evolved there, said Council Member Zix. How is that possible? Dr. Lorana touched her controls again. Now the hologram showed early human history. Humans didn't just survive on Earth, they conquered it. Look at this. The images showed humans hunting giant beasts, humans climbing tall mountains in terrible weather, humans swimming in freezing oceans. They turned Earth's deadliest creatures into pets. They eat the poisonous plants as food. They live in places that would kill us in seconds. High Chancellor Vorth stood up. This explains their physical abilities. The reports of humans jumping far distances, lifting heavy objects, seeing in darkness. Yes, sir. On Earth, these abilities were needed just to stay alive. Every human child learns to fight deadly predators before they can walk properly. Council member Hrak's scales turned pale. What about their weapons and ships? Dr. Lorana changed the display to show human technology. They don't just make tools, sir. They make everything into a weapon. Their mining equipment can be used to destroy cities. Their transport ships have military-grade armor. Every human civilian knows how to fight. But our intelligence report said they were peaceful traders. They were, sir. Because they were trying to join galactic society. They wanted to make friends. High Chancellor Vorth looked confused. Then why are they attacking us now? Dr. Lorana's voice became sad. Because we made the first attack, sir. What do you mean? 3 months ago, the Defense Committee decided to contain human expansion. They sent warships to blockade human colonies in the Outer Rim. The council members looked at each other with worried expressions. The humans saw this as an act of war. On Earth, when someone threatens your territory, you fight back with everything you have. Council member Zix clicked her mandibles nervously. How many humans are there? Earth's population is 12 billion. But they've colonized 47 worlds. Total human population is estimated at 30 billion. High Chancellor Vorth sat down heavily. 30 billion Deathworld predators. Yes, sir. And they all think like a pack. When you hurt one human, you become an enemy of all humans. The chamber's alarm system activated. Red lights flashed. A communication officer ran into the room. High Chancellor, we have urgent news. Speak. The human fleet has taken the Rigel system. All 6 planets surrendered without a fight. High Chancellor Vorth looked surprised. They surrendered? Why? The humans broadcast a message to every planet in the system. They said that anyone who joined them willingly would be protected. Anyone who fought would be destroyed. How many planets have joined them? The communication officer checked his data pad. 17 systems so far, sir. Over 200 worlds, Council member Hrak's tail lashed angrily. They're bribing our colonies to switch sides? Dr. Lorana shook her head. No, sir. They're offering protection. Humans are pack hunters. They want to make the pack bigger, not destroy everyone. What do you mean? On Earth, successful predators don't kill everything. They protect their territory and their pack members. The humans are offering other species a chance to join their pack. High Chancellor Vorth rubbed his stone forehead. What happens if we refuse? Based on Earth's history, sir, they will hunt us until we submit or until we're extinct. The communication officer spoke again. Sir, there's more news. The human commander wants to speak with you directly. Put him through. The hologram changed to show a human female in black armor. Her hair was red and her eyes were green. She looked calm and confident. I am Admiral Sarah Chen of the Human Colonial Fleet. I speak for all human worlds and settlements. High Chancellor Vorth tried to keep his voice steady. Admiral Chen, why are you attacking Federation worlds? We're not attacking, Chancellor. We're responding to your attack on our colonies. We were trying to prevent conflict. Admiral Chen's expression didn't change. By blockading our worlds and preventing us from trading? By treating us like a disease that needed to be contained? We were following standard first contact protocols. Your protocols assume we're weak. We're not weak, Chancellor. We're apex predators from a world that tried to kill us every day for millions of years. High Chancellor Vorth felt sweat on his stone skin. What do you want? We want to live in peace, but peace on our terms. The Federation will recognize human sovereignty over all our worlds. You will remove all blockades and restrictions on human movement. And if we refuse? Admiral Chen smiled. It was not a friendly smile. Then we'll show you why Deathworld predators always win in the end. Captain Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the UES Retribution. Around her, the crew worked at their stations with quiet efficiency. Through the main view screen, she could see the Federation Defense Fleet waiting for them. Report, she said to her second-in-command. 27 Federation ships, Captain. 3 dreadnoughts, 8 cruisers, 16 destroyers. They're in a defensive formation around the space station. Captain Chen nodded. The Federation had chosen to make their stand at the Nexus station. It controlled the main shipping route between the Outer Rim and the core worlds. What about our forces? 9 ships, Captain. 3 cruisers, 6 destroyers. The bridge crew continued working, but Chen could feel their nervousness. 9 human ships against 27 alien vessels. On paper, it looked hopeless. Open a channel to the fleet. Channel open. Captain. Chen looked at the camera that would broadcast her words to every human ship in the battle group. All ships. This is Chen. The Federation thinks we're outnumbered. They think their bigger guns and heavier armor will win this fight. She paused and looked around her bridge. Her crew was listening intently. They don't understand what we are. We're not just soldiers. We're humans. We come from a world that spent 4 billion years trying to kill us. We learned to hunt in packs. We learned to adapt. We learned to never give up. The weapon officer looked up from his station. Captain, they're hailing us, Yam put it through. The main screen showed a blue-skinned alien in a gold uniform. His 4 eyes looked worried but determined. I am Admiral Crooks of the Federation Defense Force. You are outnumbered and outgunned. Surrender now and we will treat you with honor. Captain Chen stepped forward. I am Captain Sarah Chen of the Human Colonial Fleet. We didn't want this fight, Admiral. But you started it when you blockaded our worlds. We were following protocol to contain a potential threat. You saw us as a threat because you were afraid. Fear makes creatures do stupid things. Admiral Crooks's 4 eyes narrowed. We are not afraid of you. Captain Chen smiled coldly. You should be. She cut the transmission and turned to her crew. All stations report ready, Captain, said the weapon officer. Helm, take us in. All ships attack pattern Delta. Hunt as a pack. The human ships moved forward. They didn't stay in a tight formation like the Federation fleet. Instead, they spread out and began circling the enemy like wolves around a herd. The Federation ships opened fire first. Bright energy beams and missile trails filled space. The human ships twisted and turned, dodging most of the shots. When they were hit, their armor held. Return fire, Captain Chen ordered. The human weapons were different from Federation designs. Instead of trying to overwhelm shields with brute force, they found weak points and exploited them. The human missiles changed direction multiple times, confusing the enemy's defense systems. The first Federation destroyer exploded in a ball of fire. Good hit, Chen said. Target their command ship. But the Federation wasn't giving up easily. The 3 dreadnoughts focused their fire on the human cruiser Defiance. The ship's shields flashed and sparked under the massive energy bombardment. Captain, the Defiance is taking heavy damage, reported the communication officer. Chen watched as the Defiance's hull began to glow red-hot. Parts of the ship broke away, but instead of retreating, the damaged cruiser accelerated directly toward the largest Federation dreadnought. All ships. The Defiance is making a ram attack. Cover them. The other human ships moved to protect their wounded pack member. They concentrated their fire on the dreadnought's engines and weapon systems. Captain Liu's voice came over the communication system from the Defiance. This is Liu. We're losing life support and our main engines are gone. We're going to take that big ugly ship with us. Understood, Liu? It's been an honor. The honor was mine, Chen. Tell my family I died protecting the pack. The Defiance struck the dreadnought amidships. Both ships disappeared in a massive explosion that lit up the entire battle area. The Federation fleet hesitated for a moment, shocked by the humans' willingness to sacrifice themselves. In that moment of hesitation, the remaining human ships struck like angry wasps. The human destroyer Lightning raced between 2 Federation cruisers, firing at point-blank range. Its weapons tore through their hull armor like paper. The cruiser Vengeance used the explosion debris as cover, appearing suddenly behind a group of Federation destroyers. By the time they realized the danger, 3 of them were already destroyed. Admiral Crooks watched in horror as his superior force was torn apart by the smaller human fleet. These weren't normal space tactics. The humans fought like pack hunters, each ship covering the others while striking at weak points. Sir, we've lost half our ships, reported his weapon officer. Impossible. We had overwhelming firepower. The humans aren't fighting to win, sir. They're fighting to survive. It makes them dangerous. Another Federation ship exploded. Admiral Crooks realized he was about to lose the entire battle. All ships fall back to the station. Use the defense platforms for cover. But the humans had anticipated this move. As the Federation ships retreated, they found their path blocked by human fighters that had been hiding behind asteroids. The small fighter craft swarmed around the larger ships like angry insects. Their weapons couldn't penetrate heavy armor, but they could damage engines, sensors, and weapon mounts. Blind and crippled, The Federation ships became easy targets for the human cruisers. "Sir, we're down to 7 ships," the weapon officer reported to Admiral Krug. "The humans still have 6 operational vessels." Admiral Krug looked at his tactical display. In 30 minutes of fighting, his superior force had been reduced to scrap metal by human tactics he didn't understand. "How are they doing this?" he whispered. His science officer looked up from her station. "Sir, I've been analyzing their attack patterns. They're not fighting as individual ships. They're fighting as a single organism." "What do you mean?" "Each ship knows exactly where the others are and what they're doing. They don't need to communicate because they think alike. It's like watching a pack of predators hunt." Admiral Krug felt cold fear in his stomach. "Open a channel to Captain Chen." The human captain appeared on his screen. Her uniform was torn and she had a cut on her forehead, but she looked calm and confident. "Admiral Krug, ready to surrender?" How did you do this?" Captain Chen wiped blood from her cut. "We're humans, Admiral. We evolved to hunt in packs. We learn to work together or die alone. Your ships fight as individuals. Our ships fight as a family. This battle is over, but the war isn't. We have hundreds of ships, and we have billions of humans. Every human in the galaxy is now part of this pack. You hurt our colonies, so you became our prey." Admiral Krug looked at his remaining ships. They were damaged and demoralized. "The humans still looked ready to fight. What do you want?" "Withdraw from this system. Tell your government that the Outer Rim belongs to humans now. Any Federation ship that enters our space will be destroyed. The High Council will never accept this." Captain Chen's expression grew cold. "Then we'll have to teach them the same lesson we taught you." Admiral Krug looked around his bridge. His crew was defeated. The humans had done the impossible. A smaller force had destroyed a larger one through superior tactics and unbreakable teamwork. "All ships, retreat to the core systems." As the battered Federation fleet limped away, Captain Chen turned to her crew. "Damage report. We lost the Defiance and her crew of 200. The Lightning is badly damaged but operational. We have 53 casualties total." Chen nodded sadly. Every human lost was a wound to the entire pack. But they had proven something important today. "Send a message to Earth Command. Tell them the Federation now knows what happens when you threaten the human pack." High Chancellor Vorth stood in the center of the Federation war room. Around him, holographic displays showed the current state of the galaxy. Red zones marked human-controlled space. It was spreading like a disease. "Status report," he commanded. General Thak stepped forward. His insect-like body clicked nervously. "Sir, we've lost contact with 37 systems in the past week. The humans are advancing on all fronts. How is that possible? We have the largest fleet in galactic history defending the core worlds." "That's the problem, sir. They're not attacking our fleets. They're bypassing them completely." Vorth's stone face showed confusion. "Explain." The holographic display changed to show recent human attacks. Instead of targeting military bases and defense fleets, the red arrows pointed at power stations, communication hubs, and supply depots. "They're not fighting a traditional war, sir. They're attacking our infrastructure. Without power and communications, our colonies can't function." Admiral Krug, still recovering from his defeat at Nexus Station, limped forward on his walking stick. "Sir, I tried to warn the Council. Humans don't fight like civilized species. They fight like wild animals." "Animals can be contained," Vorth replied angrily. "Not these animals, sir. They're too smart and too adaptable." The main display showed the current battle at Centauri Prime, one of the Federation's most important industrial worlds. 3 Federation fleets surrounded the planet, ready to defend it against human attack, see? Vorth pointed at the display. "We have 200 ships protecting Centauri Prime. The humans can't possibly break through." As if responding to his words, alarms began ringing throughout the war room. Red lights flashed and emergency messages appeared on every screen. "Sir," shouted a communication officer, "we're receiving distress calls from Centauri Prime." "That's impossible. Our fleets are there. Sir, the humans aren't attacking from space. They're already on the planet." The main display switched to show the surface of Centauri Prime. Human soldiers in black armor were moving through the capital city. Behind them, the power grid was shutting down section by section. "How did they get past our orbital defenses?" Vorth demanded. General Thak checked his datapad. "Sir, it appears they infiltrated the planet weeks ago. Small groups disguised as traders and tourists. They've been mapping our defenses and planting explosives." Another alarm sounded. This time it was from the Vega system. Sir, Vega is under attack too. How many human ships? None, sir. The attacks are coming from inside the system. Civilian transports that were already docked at our stations. Forth felt panic rising in his chest. Those were inspected. We cleared them for entry. The inspections found nothing, sir. Just normal cargo and passengers. Admiral Crook spoke quietly. Sir, the cargo and passengers probably were normal when they arrived. But humans can turn anything into a weapon. More alarms rang. The display lit up with emergency signals from dozens of systems. All were reporting the same thing. Attacks from inside their own defenses. This is impossible. Vorth shouted. How can they be everywhere at once? Because they've been planning this for months, said a new voice. Everyone turned to see Dr. Lyrana entering the war room. Her 6 arms carried, multiple data pads, and her white hair was messy from working without sleep. Doctor, explain, Vorth ordered. Sir, I've been studying human behavior patterns. They don't just react to threats. They plan for them. She activated her own holographic display. It showed shipping records from the past 6 months. Human traders and tourists have been visiting every major Federation world. They claim to be conducting business and cultural exchanges. So, they were actually conducting reconnaissance. Every human visitor was gathering intelligence, defense positions, power grid layouts, communication networks, supply routes. The display showed the movement of human civilians throughout Federation space. The pattern was clear now. They had systematically visited every important system and facility. When we blockaded their colonies, they activated this prepositioned network. Every human civilian became a potential soldier. General Thak's mandibles clicked rapidly. You're saying they turned tourists into saboteurs? Sir, on Earth, every human learns basic survival and combat skills as a child. What we thought were harmless visitors were actually trained infiltrators. Another wave of emergency signals hit the war room. This time, they were from the core worlds themselves. Sir, we're losing the Sirius system. And the Wolf system. Procyon is going dark. Forth watched in horror as the Federation's most secure systems fell one by one. The humans hadn't needed to fight past their defenses. They were already inside. Sir, said Admiral Krooks quietly, we need to consider surrender. Never. Vorth slammed his stone fist on the control panel. We are the Galactic Federation. We've ruled this galaxy for 1,000 years. And the humans have ruled their death world for millions of years, Dr. Lyrana replied. This is what they evolved to do. The main display chimed with an incoming transmission. The Federation logo was replaced by the face of a human female with silver hair and cold blue eyes. I am Admiral Rebecca Torres of the Human Colonial Command. I speak for all human settlements and worlds. Vorth stepped forward, trying to project strength despite the chaos around him. Admiral Torres, I am High Chancellor Vorth of the Galactic Federation. I know who you are, Chancellor. I also know you're losing this war. We have the largest fleet in galactic history. Admiral Torres smiled without humor. And we have the largest intelligence network in galactic history. Your fleets are impressive, Chancellor, but they're protecting empty space while we dismantle your civilization from within. The display behind her showed real-time footage of human operations throughout Federation space. Power plants shutting down, communication towers being destroyed, supply ships changing course to human-controlled systems. What do you want? Forth asked, though he already knew the answer. Complete Federation withdrawal from all systems claimed by human colonies, recognition of human sovereignty over the Outer Rim territories, and removal of all blockades and trade restrictions. Impossible. The Federation Council will never agree to those terms. Then the Federation will cease to exist. Admiral Torres gestured to someone off-screen. The display split to show multiple Federation worlds simultaneously. In exactly 1 hour, every major power grid in Federation space will shut down. Your communication networks will go silent. Your food distribution systems will stop working. Your transportation hubs will close. Vorth felt his stone body growing cold. You're talking about killing billions of innocent civilians. No, Chancellor. We're talking about showing them who really controls their infrastructure now. The timestamp on the display began counting down. 59 minutes. 58 seconds. We don't want to hurt anyone, Admiral Torres continued. Humans protect the weak. But first you need to understand that we're not weak. You're blackmailing the entire galaxy. We're demonstrating pack superiority. On Earth, when a new Alpha takes control, the old Alpha can submit and join the pack, or they can fight and be destroyed. Vorth looked around the war room. His staff looked defeated. The emergency alarms had stopped ringing because there were no more systems left to lose. What guarantee do we have that you'll honor any agreement? Humans keep their word, Chancellor. When we make a promise to protect someone, we die before we break that promise. The countdown showed 45 minutes remaining. But if you choose to fight, Admiral Torres continued, you need to understand what you're fighting. We're not just another species seeking territory. We're apex predators from a world that created apex predators. Her image was replaced by footage from Earth. Humans climbing mountains in blizzards, swimming in oceans during storms, fighting massive beasts with primitive weapons. Every human you see learned to survive in conditions that would kill most galactic species in minutes. We turned the most dangerous world in known space into our home. The footage changed to show human space colonies. They weren't built for comfort or beauty. They were built like fortresses, ready for any attack. We've spent 50 years studying every species in the Federation. We know your weaknesses. We know your fears. We know how to destroy you without firing a single shot. The countdown reached 30 minutes. High Chancellor Vorth looked at his advisors one last time. Admiral Krooks nodded slowly. General Thak's antenna drooped in defeat. Dr. Lorana simply closed her 6 eyes. What are your terms? Vorth asked. 6 months later, Admiral Krooks walked through the corridors of Unity Station, the new galactic capital. The station orbited Earth, showing the blue and white marble of humanity's homeworld through every window. Everything had changed. The Federation still existed, but it was different now. Instead of the old Democratic Council, there was a new structure. Humans held the key leadership positions, while other species served in roles that matched their natural abilities. Crew entered the main conference room where the new Galactic Council was meeting. At the head of the table sat Admiral Rebecca Torres, now calling herself the Human Colonial Governor. Around her, representatives from dozens of species discussed trade routes and defense strategies. Admiral Krooks, Torres said with a nod. Please take your seat. Krooks sat in the chair marked for the Altarian representative. It was still strange to see humans giving orders to species that had ruled the galaxy for centuries. But it worked. Today's agenda covers the integration of the Helix Nebula systems, Torres announced. Dr. Lorana, what's your report? The white-haired scientist activated her holographic display. It showed 3 star systems that had recently joined the new human-led alliance. The transition has been smooth, Governor. The Helix worlds are rich in rare minerals, and the local population is eager to trade with human colonies. Any resistance? None, Governor. The local government saw what happened to systems that opposed human expansion. They chose to join willingly. Krooks remembered the fate of those systems that had fought. They weren't destroyed. Humans were too practical for genocide. Instead, they were occupied and reorganized under human management. The results were actually impressive. Crime rates dropped. Economic productivity increased. Infrastructure improved. But the message was clear. Join the human pack willingly, or be forced to join. General Thak, Torres said, turning to the insect-like military commander. Status of our defense forces. All sectors report ready, Governor. The combined fleet now includes ships from 23 different species. Human tactical doctrines have been integrated into all operations. This was perhaps the most remarkable change. The old Federation fleet had been a collection of individual species ships working together poorly. The new fleet operated like a single organism, with humans providing strategic leadership and other species contributing their technological specialties. Any threats? The Omega Syndicate in the Outer Rim is still causing problems. They refuse to acknowledge human authority and have been raiding trade convoys. Torres nodded calmly. Deploy Task Force 7 to deal with them. Standard pacification protocols. Krooks knew what that meant. The humans would offer the Omega Syndicate one chance to surrender. If they refused, the task force would systematically destroy their infrastructure until they had no choice but to submit. It was efficient and brutal, but it worked. Dr. Yila, Torres continued, how are the cultural exchange programs progressing? The silver-scaled alien scientist smiled. Very well, Governor. We now have human schools on 47 worlds, teaching other species about Earth history and human values. The response has been positive. This was another key to human success. They didn't just conquer, they educated. Every alien child now learned about Earth's harsh environment and how it shaped human evolution. They learned to respect human strength while understanding human protective instincts, fear and respect, combined with genuine benefits. Excellent. Now let's discuss the first contact protocols for the new species we discovered in the Andromeda, Reach. Krooks listened as the Council planned how to integrate another alien civilization into the human-dominated galaxy. The process was now standardized. First contact would be made by human diplomats supported by ships from allied species. The new aliens would be offered the choice to join willingly or face the consequences of resistance. Most chose to join. After the meeting, Krooks walked to the station's observation deck. Through the transparent aluminum windows, he could see Earth rotating slowly below. It looked peaceful from space, but he now knew better. Impressive view, isn't it? Krooks turned to see Captain Sarah Chen approaching. She wore the black and gold uniform of the human colonial fleet, with ribbons showing her victory at the Nexus Station battle. Captain Chen, I didn't expect to see you here. I'm retiring from active duty. Admiral Torres offered me a position as liaison to former Federation worlds. They stood together looking down at Earth. Do you regret it? Chen asked quietly. Regret what? Fighting us. The Federation could have avoided all this by treating us as equals from the beginning. Krooks considered the question. I regret the lives lost, but I don't regret learning the truth about humans, which is that you're exactly what you claim to be. Apex predators from a death world, but also protectors who take care of their pack. Chen nodded. The galaxy is safer now, stronger, more unified. It was true. Under human leadership, interspecies conflicts had virtually disappeared. Pirates and raiders were hunted down by combined fleets. Trade flourished under the protection of human naval patrols. Scientific cooperation had reached new levels, but it came at a price. The old Federation valued diversity and independence, Krooks said, and it was weak because of it. Dozens of species all pulling in different directions. No real unity, no common purpose. Now everyone follows human leadership. Chen turned to face him. Everyone follows effective leadership. We don't care about your species or your planet's government. We care about results. A chime sounded through the station's communication system. Attention all personnel. We have a first contact situation in Sector 7. A new species has been detected. First contact Team Alpha. Report to Base 7 for immediate deployment. Through the windows, Krooks could see human warships moving away from the station toward the new contact coordinates. They moved with the same pack coordination that had defeated the Federation fleet. Another species about to learn what we learned, Krooks said. Another species about to be offered a choice, Chen corrected. Join the pack and be protected or remain alone and vulnerable. And if they're strong enough to fight? Chen's expression grew cold. Then they'll learn why Deathworld predators always win in the end. A young human officer approached them. Captain Chen, Admiral Torres requests your presence in the strategy room. We've received initial scans of the new species' capabilities. On my way. Chen turned back to Krooks. You should come too. As former Federation military, your perspective might be valuable. They walked together toward the strategy room. As they passed through the station's corridors, Krooks saw the new reality of galactic civilization. Humans and aliens working side by side but with clear hierarchy. Everyone knew who the apex predators were. In the strategy room, Admiral Torres was studying holographic displays showing the new alien civilization. They appeared to be an aquatic species with advanced biotechnology. Initial assessment, Torres asked as Chen and Krooks entered. They have strong defensive capabilities but limited space travel, reported the intelligence officer. Population of approximately 2 billion across 4 ocean worlds. Military potential? Moderate. Their bioships are impressive, but they lack experience with space warfare. Torres nodded. Standard first contact protocol. Send Ambassador Harris with a full diplomatic team. Escort of 12 ships, mixed species crews to show our unified structure. She looked up at Chen. I want you to command the escort fleet. Understood, Admiral. Torres turned to address the entire room. Remember, our goal is integration, not conquest. These new species have knowledge and abilities that could benefit the entire galactic community. One of the younger officers raised his hand. What if they refuse to join? Torres's expression didn't change. Then we'll educate them about the benefits of cooperation. Crookes knew that was a polite way of saying the new species would face the same choice every other civilization had faced: submit to human leadership or be forced to submit. As the meeting concluded, Crookes found himself walking beside Admiral Torres. "You've built an impressive empire," he said. "It's not an empire," Torres replied. "It's a pack. Empires rule through fear and oppression. Packs protect their members and work together for mutual benefit. And you're the alpha predators. We're the species best suited for leadership in a dangerous galaxy. Every member of our pack benefits from our protection and organization." They reached the docking bay where Captain Chen was preparing for the first contact mission. "Another successful integration coming up?" Torres asked Chen. "Most likely. Few species choose destruction over cooperation once they understand their options." Crookes watched as the mixed species crew boarded their ships, humans in command positions, other species handling specialized roles. It was efficient and effective, even if it wasn't the democracy the old Federation had pretended to be. "The galaxy is changing," he said. "The galaxy has changed," Torres corrected. "For the better." As the first contact fleet departed Unity Station, Crookes remained on the observation deck. He watched the ships disappear into hyperspace, carrying the human message to another species: join our pack and prosper, or remain alone and vulnerable. In 6 months, the humans had transformed galactic civilization. They had ended the chaos of the old Federation and created something stronger, more unified, more efficient, and absolutely dominated by the apex predators from Earth. Looking down at the blue marble of humanity's homeworld, Crookes understood that this was just the beginning. The humans wouldn't be content with ruling just this galaxy. Eventually, they would look toward other galaxies, other challenges. The universe was about to learn what the Federation had learned. When Deathworld predators decide to hunt, nothing can stop them. But they would also learn what Crookes had learned. When humans adopt you into their pack, they protect you with their lives. It was a trade-off that most species found acceptable,